Do you think as a public figure, you can be vulnerable and yet be trusted?
If you are vulnerable, that is fine. But if you are not respected, you can't be trusted as a public figure. Because ultimately, people have to respect you also. Just likes are not enough. Fame is not enough. There are many people who are famous for being cringe.
You don't respect them.
You won't respect them. We like watching clowns. Doesn't mean that we'll respect them. Would you wear t-shirt of somebody who's very cringe as a person? You might just once in a while watch their reel and laugh and oh my God, I can't believe they said that.
Respect is also subjective. I'll talk about it. Okay. But I want to share something with you because you said vulnerability. Yeah? I was speaking to somebody who trains and who have trained multiple presidents in US. And one of the key insights he told me that they have, in their training, when they become president, one of the first things they're being told that they're not allowed to say sorry.
Yes.
So he was sharing an insight about Donald Trump that sometimes he knows that he's wrong, but they're not allowed to say sorry because that makes them look weak.
Yes.
And that will make more people distrust them, not trust them the way they do. So then trust comes from being very powerful and not vulnerable.
That's a good point. It's about what is the role. If your role is to be a protector, it's different to be vulnerable. If your role is to be protecting my wealth, you can't say sorry. Paise doob gaya aapke. But if your role is to, let's say, generally lead as a manager and say that, guys, I'm sorry. I should have handled this feedback better. I should have solved this problem for you better. It creates trust. You wonder that, for example, feedback lena. If you are not good at taking feedback, it's going to be hard for people to trust. What if you're unapproachable for feedback? You will not grow only. Some figures require you to maintain that stature. But do you think that the same people would not be saying trust to their close people? Otherwise, they will never get feedback. How would they know what they are having their blind spots on? But you are right. The respect has very interesting connotations. For example, when it comes to leaders that we want to have blind faith behind. So you will see, you'll never see a godman ever say, maybe aisa hota hai kuch. They are very sure aise hota hai.
Exactly. That's what I was coming to.
So on some figures, we are expecting them to not have any doubt. Because we like to follow people who have backbone, not people who are right and wrong.
Do you think it works for celebrities, public figures as well?
Yeah, of course. It works for brands also. Some brands, luxury brands, are unlikely to say sorry for your experience. Your goods will be shipped in 3 days. No.
Who should be arrogant and unapologetic about what they are, and who should not be?
I don't think that's a generic statement, right? People look up to people for different types of traits, right? If you study brand archetypes, there are 12 brand archetypes, right? Approachable, lovable, warm, ruler, creator, innovator, magician. There are multiple types. Everybody has a role and you have to fit that role, right? Look at the movie actors. We have different archetypes, right? Not saying sorry types. The warm, lovable, likable type. The intellectual type. The non-intellectual type. Energy, jovial type. These are all characters. They all exist. And they all have different roles to play.
Who will have the highest status, likely to have highest status in a country like India? What do you think?
Always status boils down to wealth or power. The best status is obviously both.
What would your brand archetype be if you have to put it out in a word?
I don't know. I think people, I think brand archetypes are not something that you can craft. You are that.
Yeah. What do you think? How do people perceive you?
I don't know. Maybe I should do a survey and find out how do people perceive
What's your
me, but
guess?
What's your guess?
What do you think? I want to know it from you.
I don't know. You tell me.
You're very like a random intellect and wise kind of persona that you give, at least on internet. And sometimes I also feel that you purposely show that you don't take yourself seriously. That's like, I don't know how to fit that into one thing, but that's what you show.
I actually don't take myself seriously. I think
That's what we can perceive.
and that's because nothing really matters, right? Eventually you may do everything in, I don't know, 50, 100 years, nobody will remember anything. Like we see history of people who achieved extraordinary stuff. Like I was talking to somebody about the story of the founder of Bombay Stock Exchange. I met some Bombay Stock Exchange employees. They didn't even know about this person. They work in that institution. So forget about who else will care about it.
Yeah. So you don't take yourself seriously at all.
I don't think, I think we should take what we do seriously for the time that we are being around over here and do it with a lot of respect and dignity and a lot of integrity. But you do also accept that life is absolutely fragile. And humans keep evolving and moving on, right? And you should just be happy about what you did in the time that you had the gift of life versus constantly worry about your legacy, your like long term and all of that stuff. And I'm not saying that you should not think about that. Let's say you're building a company, you should want for it to last hundreds of years. But you do also accept that the mathematical odds of that happening is close to zero.
Have you thought? Sorry,
go ahead.
Have you thought that what if you fail?
I think the mathematical chance of that is high for every single individual. What do you do to continuously get lucky for not being failure is something that you have to build through observing, pattern recognition, so on and so forth, right? And often you don't see that in people because they're not thinking about converting this into a long-term thing. For example, let's say a company is in the first 5 years. Let's say Tata Group.
Okay.
In the first 5 years, we're not thinking कि हम एक institution बनाएंगे जो centuries तक चलेगा. They have to solve a very different problem. Sometimes of survival. Right? When you are raising a kid, when it's 1-2 year old, you're not thinking about, a lawyer, doctor, engineer. Like it's hard to, although you wish for, but you don't think about that. You're like, okay, is the baby sick or not sick? Has it got vaccinated, not got vaccinated, so on and so forth. You're thinking about different things. But I think as you're building companies and you reach a certain age, you think about it to be more long lasting in nature. You don't think about taking shortcuts on many things.
But have you thought ever? Okay, let me put this in a very podcasty way. That if someone was to write a book on you,
I hope not.
And the book title is like about your failure. Okay, let's just put it this way. We're doing an experiment.
Correct.
The book title is Why I Didn't Make It.
Perfect.
What do you think would be the first chapter?
Did not evolve.
Explain.
The world changed and I did not evolve to the change. I did not adapt. Did not learn. Did not fix my mistakes. Did not demonstrate discipline.
Do you think you're not evolving at a pace that you should be evolving?
Nobody is evolving at the pace the world is evolving at right now. Nobody. The world is changing too rapidly, too quickly.
What gives you this insight?
Just look at everything that is happening around us. We often forget that like smartphones don't exist before a very long period of time. Internet did not exist for a very long period of time. Now we have AI, and AI is evolving at a rate every 2 months that you cannot imagine. And the world is therefore evolving around that change of behavior. Social media, all the evidence of mental health, all the evidence of new types of behaviors that are coming on younger people, it's evolving at a very different rate. We don't know how to plan for it. If you had a teenager, what are you asking them to study? How do you know?
Yeah.
If you banned placements in MBA schools, कोई MBA करेगा क्या? What if you and I build a company that assures placement? We'll probably make more money than MBA schools.
True. 100%.
So what I'm saying is that who knows? Who knows?
So
Nobody knows.
Evolution is...
Yeah, changing, evolving, and it's changing at a much faster rate. For example, our parents didn't have to learn all this thing and watch podcasts and evolve so fast.
Yeah.
Dunya thik hi thi.
Yeah.
In fact, grandparents had to evolve much lesser. Because the world's rate of change was manageable.
थैंक यू सो मच ये क्लिप एंड तक देखने के लिए. अगर आपको और भी ऐसी क्लिप्स देखनी है तो राज शमानी क्लिप्स चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए.